to kick somebody while they're down. And so my last back and forth with Sukiyana, I ended up waving the white flag because it just came out of nowhere. Like, I had, I guess I was responding to Whack 100, and she was just like, I believe Whack. And then, I'm thinking it's cute, and I clapped back and was like, well, I believe Ray J. He said your stuff stank, right? And so it started this back and forth where she started going live, and she was on live for like a while. And I was just sitting over there, and they're like, then she jumps in my DM and starts clapping, and I'm just like, I know Sukiyana in real life, and I'm like, girl, like you clap a lot, you talk a lot, but it's hard to back it up. You've seen her in action on Love and Hip Hop, okay? We've seen it, right? But it's neither here nor there. But it came to a point where I was just like, you know what? I waved the white flag. And when I said that, she went and immediately and deleted everything off her page, just like nothing ever happened. So I was just like, So I was you know how people can be triggered and then they want to take their frustration out on you? Well, I'm glad that I backed up when I knew that it was time to back up, and this could probably get, to be too much. And so, and mark my words, like, this ain't got nothing to do with me scared of being scared of nobody. Me and her in the same area code, right? Like, it has nothing to do with that. But when she tweeted asking followers for help, saying what's something you do what's something you do to fight depression, I said, okay, all right, so this is serious, right? And so I'm not here to laugh at her. I'm not here to kick her while she's down, but I am here to share just a bit of advice, because I've gone through depression in the past. It's been quite a while. And, but a lot of times when we are depressed, it's because we're not doing what it is that we love to do. We're not being creative. And as a woman, y'all can argue with me. Y'all can be like, oh, that's very sexist, very kind of low-key misogynistic, and I'm not a man. But as a woman, we are creative beings. We create life. We create homes. The guys will build the house, and we create the environment, the energy. We help to extend our creativity to help to uplift our families and friends and even partners, right? And so in Sukiyana's case, like, I've known personally that she's been kind of going through it for a minute, and I'm glad I backed up when I did. But like, as one Black woman to another who's been there, and especially when it has to do with career and things like that, if something is not working out for you, it doesn't mean you give up. It doesn't mean you, you start to doubt yourself. It just means that you need to do it another way. It doesn't mean not do it at all. We live in a very different climate now. A climate so much so whereas an artist, like, they have to work 10 times as hard now to break songs, to remain relevant with such a fast-paced industry. Like, everything is on their phone. The day of the celebrity is done. Yes, you may have recognition, people may know your name, but in order to grasp that lifestyle that was so wanted back in the day that gatekeepers only had, and now all the gatekeepers are getting locked up and sued and all that stuff. But, you had to do some things. You had to, and she's talked about that. I've sold my soul, to the devil and things like that. I don't know what transpired. We never talked about that. But what I do know is that when you are not creating, yes, the brain does feel like, what am I doing here? Why are we here? We should be doing more. Like, it becomes depression, and then depression can lead into, anxiety. It can lead into suicide thoughts and everything like that. And I just don't want her to go that deep. I just want Sukiyana to understand, like, even when it came from me, I saw something much better in Sukiyana than she was projecting on the screen. And a lot of people can say that about me too. Like, hey, they see things I should be doing things much better. We all should, right? But as one black woman who has never had to do any of those things in order to feed her kids or survive, I feel that Sukiyana is talented enough. She definitely has a huge personality. She's a beautiful woman, with or without the makeup. I think she looks better without the makeup, without all the theatrics and stuff like that. And there's just a lot of things that I feel that she doesn't have to do, but because she's done so many things, and it's like to the extreme, I think it's hard for a lot of people who are used to getting so much attention that when that attention is not on them no more, it's like, oh my God, what am I supposed to do now? And so I just want to tell her, like, it's not over. It's a transition. Fall is coming up. I am very in line with the seasons. When the leaves fall off, that means things have to fall off within ourselves, within our extended circle, within our home. You have to dig deep and figure out what those things is. And a lot of times it may come from meditation. It may come from exercising alone. It may come from just sitting in a room by yourself for 2 hours and just allowing God to pour into you. It may come from her just being in the shower and being cleansed and going into the water. She's a beach girl. She's from Delaware, right? You going into the water and allowing, the water to baptize you so that you can receive new ideas. And then from that, you're just going to have to take a different path. If this path is not working, that doesn't mean you have to give up on yourself. That doesn't mean you have to let depression sit in, but it doesn't mean like life is over. Okay. And so, it's hard for me to say this, but I love you, girl. I do. And I want to see you win. No cap. Like, I want to see her win. But I do feel like, the vibration was a bit low. But now it's time to raise that vibration. And she really is a sweetheart in real life. I swear to God, she is. And it was hard for me to even go back and forth with her because she really is nice. And I do not feel that the lifestyle she projects online is the lifestyle that she is in her everyday life. And I know that. Okay, so good luck to you, Sukiyana, and we are definitely going to be praying for you, and I'm going to take it a little easy on you up over here until you get your vibration back up, and then you can pop back and forth with me, when I get in your ass again, okay? All right.